Now then, we have this variable added, and the next thing we want to do is to hook it up to some sort of GUI element that will only show up when we're actually in the vehicle. Now, there is another GUI element that has this same property. Whenever you get in the Jeep, you'll notice that the crosshair changes. So, if we find out what changes the crosshair, there's a good chance we can use a similar technique to try and only draw this particular part of the GUI when we're actually in the car. Let's do a search for crosshairs. And right here, we'll see in C_prop vehicle, we have draw HUD elements, and this draws the crosshairs for the vehicle gun. Now, right away, there's a couple things to notice about this. First of all, it's only in the client class. This means that if we want to draw something to the GUI using this functionality, we're going to have to do some interfacing between the client Jeep and the server Jeep. The first thing we want to do is to figure out how to network a variable between the client-side Jeep and the server-side Jeep. Let's open up the .h file and look at some of the variables. If you look down here, you'll see the CNetwork var. This is how you define a variable that can be transmitted across the network, and that is the sort of variable you need to communicate between the client and the server. So, let's change the type of the fuel variable to a CNetwork var. Alright, now that that's taken care of, let's take a look at where the other CNetwork var appears in the implementation file. Right down here, you can see that while it is included in the data description, it also is included in this server class st send table. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in a send for a float. Don't forget the comma at the end. We'll save this, and we'll go back here. What we're going to need to do is find the client-side version of the Jeep. Let's do a search for C_prop Jeep. Down here, we see there's a corresponding Boolean named MB headlight is on. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a matching float. Okay. And now, in the CPP file, we'll scroll up, and right here we'll find the receive table that corresponds to the send table. Add in a receive. And that wraps up that. We now have a fully networked set of variables that we can use in either our client-side or server-side implementation of the Jeep class.